Pisces, what if the message you've been waiting for is already on its way? What if somewhere, right now, a conversation is being prepared, a decision is being made, or a sign is aligning that could completely change the direction of your life? And what if what seems like an ordinary day is actually the beginning of a powerful turning point? Pisces, today's energy is unlike anything you've felt in recent weeks, because the universe is placing a strong focus on communication. Not random communication, not meaningless words, but messages with purpose, messages with timing, messages that carry answers. And for many Pisces, one message could become the key that unlocks clarity, healing, and a brand new path forward. Before we begin, if you're ready to receive the guidance meant for you today, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Zodiac Whisper, and comment the word message below. Your energy brought you here for a reason. Now let's begin. Pisces, for some time, you've been carrying questions. Questions about people. Questions about your future. Questions about situations that never fully made sense. Perhaps you've been wondering where a relationship is heading. Perhaps you've been waiting for confirmation about a decision. Or perhaps you've simply felt that something important was missing. The universe wants you to know that the period of uncertainty is beginning to fade. Because clarity is approaching. And clarity often arrives through communication. One of the strongest themes appearing today is the arrival of important information. This information may come through a direct message, a phone call, an email, a conversation, or even through an unexpected sign that suddenly makes everything clear. The fascinating thing is that you may not recognize its importance immediately. At first, it may seem ordinary, simple, almost insignificant. But later, you may realize that this moment changed everything. Pisces, life-changing events rarely announce themselves. They often arrive disguised as normal moments. A chance conversation, a brief interaction, a simple invitation, and suddenly, a new chapter begins. The energy around you now suggests that something very similar is developing. Something is moving behind the scenes. Someone may be thinking about reaching out. Someone may be gathering the courage to communicate. Someone may finally be ready to say what they couldn't say before. And Pisces, this energy feels significant because the communication connected to it carries emotional weight. For some of you, this may involve someone from your past. A person who has been reflecting on previous decisions. A person who has been thinking about unfinished conversations. A person who may be realizing that there is still something left unsaid. For others, this may be completely unrelated to romance. It may involve career opportunities, financial news, family matters, or guidance connected to your future path. The universe is not showing the exact source because it will be different for every Pisces watching this. But the message remains the same. Important communication is approaching. Now let's talk about confusion. Because many Pisces have been feeling emotionally uncertain lately. You sensed something, but couldn't explain it. You felt something, but couldn't fully understand it. And when intuition delivers feelings without explanations, it can create frustration. You know something is shifting, but you don't know what. You know something is happening, but you can't see it clearly yet. Pisces, the universe understands this. And that is why today's energy is focused on answers. The fog is beginning to lift. The confusion is beginning to dissolve. The pieces are beginning to connect. And what once felt complicated may soon become surprisingly simple. You may find yourself looking back and realizing that the signs were there all along. The clues were there. The guidance was there. You just needed the right moment to understand them. Pisces, another important theme appearing today is emotional relief. Many of you have been carrying emotional pressure. Not necessarily dramatic pressure, but quiet pressure, the kind that builds over time. Questions without answers, situations without closure, uncertainty without direction. And that emotional weight can become exhausting. But the universe is showing signs that relief is coming. Not because everything will magically become perfect overnight, but because understanding is approaching. And understanding creates peace. When you know where you stand, you can move forward. When you know the truth, you can stop guessing. When you receive the information you've been waiting for, you can finally make decisions with confidence. And Pisces, confidence is returning to you. Slowly, naturally, powerfully. There is also a strong indication that a new path is opening. This path may begin with a message, a realization, or a piece of information. But wherever it starts, it leads somewhere new. The universe is showing movement. Forward movement. Positive movement. Movement away from confusion and toward clarity. Many Pisces have felt stuck recently. Not physically, but energetically. As though life was asking you to wait. As though progress was happening somewhere out of sight. As though something needed to align before the next chapter could begin. And now that alignment is taking place, doors that seemed closed may begin opening. Conversations that seemed impossible may begin happening. Opportunities that seemed distant may begin appearing. And Pisces, you may discover that what you thought was a delay was actually preparation. Preparation for something bigger. Preparation for something better. Preparation for something that required perfect timing. Because the universe works in seasons. And your season of clarity is approaching. There is one more message coming through strongly before we end part 1. Trust your intuition. Because your intuition is trying to prepare you for what is coming. You may notice stronger feelings. More vivid dreams. More synchronicities. More moments where you simply know something without logical explanation. Pay attention. Because your inner guidance system is becoming more active. And it may help you recognize the importance of a message when it arrives. Pisces, could the communication you've been waiting for finally be approaching? Could the answers you've been seeking be closer than you realize? Could a simple message become the beginning of an entirely new chapter? The universe says yes. But there is much more to reveal. In next part, we'll explore who may be thinking about reconnecting, the deeper meaning of your lucky number 7, the powerful message hidden within your current energy, and the final truth the universe wants every Pisces to hear before this life-changing communication arrives. If this message resonated with you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Zodiac Whisper, and comment. I am ready to receive my message. Because Pisces, the answer you've been waiting for may already be on its way. Pisces, welcome back. If you are still here, then perhaps your intuition is already telling you that something important is shifting. Not tomorrow. Not someday in the distant future. But now. Because the energy surrounding you is no longer focused on waiting. It is focused on receiving. And that changes everything. In the first part of this reading, we explored the possibility of an important message arriving in your life. We talked about confusion turning into clarity, emotional relief replacing uncertainty, and new opportunities beginning to form. But now we need to go deeper. Because the real question is not whether a message is coming. The real question is this. What happens after it arrives? Pisces. Many people spend so much time waiting for answers that they never think about what they will do when those answers finally appear. Yet the universe is showing that you are approaching a moment where understanding changes your direction. A moment where something suddenly makes sense. A moment where information arrives and allows you to see your situation from a completely different perspective. And when that happens, you may realize that life has been guiding you toward this point all along. One of the strongest energies surrounding you now is realization. Not information. Realization. Because information alone changes very little. But realization changes everything. Realization is the moment when facts become understanding. It is the moment when confusion turns into certainty. It is the moment when your heart finally catches up with what your intuition has been trying to tell you. Pisces, you may soon experience one of those moments. A moment when you suddenly understand why certain events happened the way they did. Why certain people entered your life. Why certain opportunities disappeared. Why certain delays occurred. And once that understanding arrives, you will stop looking backward. Because you will finally see where you are meant to go next. There is also strong energy around someone thinking about you. This person may not be speaking right now. They may not be reaching out yet. But their thoughts are returning to you repeatedly. Something about your connection remains unfinished in their mind. Perhaps they are reflecting on a conversation. Perhaps they are reconsidering a decision. Perhaps they are realizing something they failed to understand before. Whatever the reason, the energy suggests reflection. And reflection often comes before communication. Now, this does not automatically mean that every Pisces will hear from someone from the past. But it does indicate that your energy is leaving an impression on people. You are not as forgotten as you sometimes think. You are not as invisible as you sometimes fear. In fact, your growth has become more noticeable than you realize. Because while you have been focused on your challenges, others have been noticing your strength. While you have been focused on what still needs improvement, others have been noticing your progress. And while you have been questioning your direction, the universe has been quietly guiding you toward it. Pisces, let's talk about the new path that is beginning to open. Because this is one of the most exciting parts of your reading. The universe is showing movement. Not dramatic movement, not chaotic movement, but steady, meaningful progress. A path that once seemed unclear is beginning to reveal itself. You may start feeling more confident about a decision, more certain about a goal, more willing to move forward instead of waiting. And that confidence is important, because opportunities often appear after we stop doubting ourselves. The universe can open doors, but you still have to walk through them. And Pisces, you are becoming ready. Ready to trust yourself. Ready to trust your intuition. Ready to trust that what is meant for you will not pass you by. This brings us to your lucky number. Your lucky number today is 7. And this number carries special significance for Pisces. The number 7 is connected to wisdom, intuition, spiritual insight, and hidden knowledge. It often appears when answers are approaching, when mysteries are being solved, when deeper truths are preparing to reveal themselves. If you begin seeing the number 7 repeatedly, take it as a reminder that you already know more than you think, a reminder that your intuition is working in your favor, a reminder that clarity is closer than it appears. Because the number 7 is not just about finding answers. It is about recognizing them when they arrive. Now let's talk about your lucky color. Today's lucky color is ocean blue. This color perfectly reflects your current energy. Ocean blue represents depth, calmness, healing, intuition, and emotional understanding. Think about the ocean for a moment. On the surface, waves may appear unpredictable. But beneath the surface, there is depth, stability, and quiet power. And Pisces, that is exactly where you are right now. You may feel emotions moving on the surface. You may feel uncertainty from time to time. But beneath it all, there is a deeper wisdom guiding you. A wisdom that knows where you are going even when your mind is still trying to figure it out. The universe wants you to trust that wisdom. Trust your instincts. Trust your feelings. Trust the quiet voice inside you that keeps telling you something is about to change. Because it is. As we come to the end of this reading, there is one final message the universe wants you to hear. Do not be afraid of the truth. Do not be afraid of clarity. Do not be afraid of answers. Sometimes people become attached to uncertainty because uncertainty allows endless possibilities. But once the truth arrives, choices must be made. Directions must be chosen. Actions must be taken. And Pisces, you are ready for that. You are ready to stop wondering. You are ready to stop guessing. You are ready to stop carrying questions that no longer serve you. The message coming into your life is not arriving to create confusion. It is arriving to remove it. It is arriving to help you move forward. It is arriving to open a door that could not open before. And when it arrives, trust yourself enough to listen. Because this communication may carry exactly what you have been waiting to hear. If this message resonated with you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Zodiac Whisper, and turn on notifications so you never miss the guidance meant for your journey. And before you leave, comment below. I trust the message meant for me. Say it with confidence. Believe it with your heart. Receive it with an open mind. Because Pisces, a life-changing message may be much closer than you think.